welcome to the Authentic Racing E-Series GT3 Sprint Cup. Welcome to France. Welcome to Nevers. Welcome to Magny-Cours. We are in France for the fourth round of this ARS GT3 Sprint Cup here. We're having a look at the end of qualifying here. We've got Kevin Budgeon provisionally on pole, Ollie Smith in second, Adam Lyle third, Matt Raid fourth, Ollie Hutton fifth, sixth is Rick Corvers, Noah Bates in seventh, Max leading eighth, Callum Harris ninth, and Matt House rounding out the top 10. Just outside we have Siskel Sewell, Max in 12th, Ben ARS in 13th, Arno Verman 14th, and Josh Nesbitt in 15th there. And again, we will have the official results for you here shortly for the qualifying session. Again, the qualifying session running 12 hours. So anybody who's interested in setting a lap time once you registered for the event should be able to find a small slice of time, set a couple laps. And the ARS really wanted to be inclusive and making sure that everybody gets a fair shake. Of course, there are also some people who show up about 10 minutes before the session begins and try to post their quickest go around the circuit. Again, the circuit being here round 4 in France at the Magny-Cours circuit, hosting F1 from kind of the early 90s to the later 2000s, 2 3/4 miles, quite a flat layout. We'll kind of have a look at it a little later on, but we're about to get going here. It shows about a minute and a half. So again, very, very exciting stuff. So we have a look back through some of the history of this GT3 Sprint Cup. For the ARS, visiting Brands Hatch at the beginning of the season, and Misano as well. Adam Lyle in the 27 Heart of Racing Aston Martin, dominating both events. Brands Hatch taking the sweep, fastest in qualifying, fastest lap of the race, most laps led, and with 2 race victories. Ollie Hutton getting that double podium in Brands Hatch as well, and Ben ARS, who returned to the podium last time out in Hockenheim. Misano, same story. Adam Lyle out front, winning both of the races, fastest lap, and Rick Corvers getting double podium as well as Matt Raid. So it looked like the same kind of characters there in Italy. And last time out in Germany, we had a potentially, as Adam Lyle's been dominating at the beginning of the season, Matt Raid getting a win in Hockenheim for the first race. Adam Lyle, normal service resumed there for the second race. Adam Lyle holding off Josh Nesbitt, a dogfight all the way through to the end of the race with Kevin Budgeon getting that third place there. And that was his first podium of the season there for Kevin, who looks to be on pole in that BMW M4 GT3. As we see now the cars, as we have a look at the rear there of Josh Nesbitt's Porsche. And again, Kevin Budgeon on pole, Ollie Smith alongside Adam Lyle on the second row there in third, with Matt Raid, his Hockenheim victory buddy there, in fourth place in the other BMW. And again, the car's getting graded up here. We have about 2.5 minutes here for the countdown to the racing session, so the drivers will get seated there, potentially make a quick water break or something like that, and we'll be heading out here in a moment. Again, Magny-Cours. Relatively short track, under 3 miles, and quite a when it first was built, quite a modern layout. Again, very little elevation change, and again, we're going to be attacking this course at least in the first race at night, so the drivers will have gotten a chance to have at least a couple of laps, if not maybe 10-15 minutes or so, to reacquaint themselves with the track at night during qualifying. And again, the main story for the championship at the moment, Adam Lyle way out front in the number 27 Heart of Racing Aston Martin. And he has looked quite strong, again, starting on the second row. Having a look at the overview here. Again, there is an ignored result for one of the 5 venues that we go to. And basically, the lowest score, or if you don't show up to one of the events, that event is dropped. And of course, it takes the other 4 events into account. So currently with that drop, Lyle in first on 66 points, and then there's a tight dog fight for second back to about fifth place or so. That's Josh Nesbitt in fifth on 28 points. Rick Borver's ahead 1 point, 29th. And Ben RS with that fantastic couple of podiums across the season. And we've also got Matt Raid up in second place thanks to his victory, catapulting himself above Borvers and Ben RS up into second place with 38 points. So again, 10 points separating second through fifth. And again, with Lyle on third, or it looks like on in fourth at the moment, although I believe that Ollie Hutton may potentially be out of position yet again. That was another storyline at the beginning of Hockenheim. And we have the lights about to come on here. This will, again, of course, mean absolutely nothing, but it's always fun. So why not give it a little bit here as the 6 red lights are about to come on. And the Julia should be taking off here any moment. It looks like we are currently stuck on the start line from my point of view here, having a look at the beginning of the round. All right, confirmation here. Apologies, we are having some technical difficulties at the moment. We'll be getting this sorted out.
It's crashed.
Yeah.
1 second. That's the problem when it's not here. What's going on there? When did it crash?
It was the first light came on for the starting procedure. as Kevin Budgeon continues to go quicker, going 0.8 of a second quicker on that final lap alone, or the last lap alone, excuse me. So Ollie Hutton being dropped at a massive rate of knot and being caught by about half a second or so by Matt Raid in the BMW. So we have a look here at the leader. And again, Noah Bates not able to sit pretty. A 138 on that final lap, which is not quite close enough to Josh Nesbitt's 136.9. So one of the quicker lap times of the race so far from Josh Nesbitt in the yellow Kevin Estre liveried Porsche. Trying to hunt down Bates, see if he can potentially get past the leaders. As we have a look here at this snake, here's the train right here. We are having a look at Callum Paris at the moment. And multiple cars covered by around 2 seconds or so. 6th place back to, or 7th place, apologies, back to, again, around 11th or so. So it's Madhouse from Callum Paris, Ollie Smith in the mix there as well. Oh, and down, or having a look down the inside is the BMW. Not quite there. Oh, it's the KFC. Audi goes around. Madhouse having a very wide moment, losing 2 places. Looks like the 296 Ferrari of, let's see, it's coming through. That is Corvers. Oh, and they touch, coming into one of the final brakings, the heaviest braking zone on that final sector there, and launching through the final chicane across the start-finish straight. And they will cross the start-finish line and head toward Estoril. Massive right-hand corner. And all the way down the straight to the Adelaide hairpin, one of the best overtaking spots on the track. So having a look here at Callum Paris trying to line up Max Luding, it looks like. So Ollie Smith makes a move on Madhouse. Looks like multiple moves could be happening here down into the Adelaide hairpin as the Mercedes man goes by Madhouse there. Ollie Smith up into 8th place, or securing that 8th place, I should say. Car looking a little worse for wear there, the Mercedes GT3. Quite good racing so far here. It looks like Rick Corver's a lap down there. I believe is moving out of the way. So we have a closer look here. There is Rick Corver's right there. Again, very unfortunate picking up a podium earlier on in the season. And it looks like he is not having the race that he was hoping for. You see the front brake disc slowing more. Oh, and deep into the corners, Ollie Smith. So trying to make a move, and looks like he may have pulled it off on Callum Paris. Paris going to have another look. This is also going to bring Madhouse back into this after that mistake earlier on. And it looks like Ollie Smith's got him covered off for now. Potentially a little bit of an inside lockup on that unloaded right front. And launching over. You can see the suspension working a ton there on that second left-hander of the chicane leading on to the front straight, as we have Adam Lyle in the pits currently. So again, something happening with Adam Lyle there. Weren't able to pick that up earlier. But yeah, it just looks like he's not going to be able to continue. 25 and a bit minutes to go here at race 1 of the round 4 Magny-Cours GT3 Sprint Cup by ARS. Now having a look here at Callum Paris in that ghost white BMW, getting dropped a little bit by Ollie Smith and potentially falling back into the clutches of Madhouse, who will be wanting to make up after that mistake. Meanwhile, the leader, Kevin Budgeon, is still in the race, but he's trying not to be. He is cleared off Matt Raid and Josh Nesbitt, moving up into 2nd and 3rd. So that's Kevin Budgeon. And as I say, Kevin Budgeon trying to lower the limbo bar even further, trying to break the back of his opponents. Kevin Budgeon there out front and looking quite comfortable, looking like he's able to really stretch his legs at the moment. He's past Estoril and heading down to the Adelaide hairpin as we speak. And again, he's almost cleared out about a sector or so in front of his closest competitor as we hit 24 minutes here of race 1. Kevin Budgeon out front. Matt Raid quite a ways behind Josh Nesbitt with about a 7-second gap to the second place man. Noah Bates in 4th, running quite nicely. Max Luding kind of running a quiet race at the moment in 5th place. Ollie Smith trying to hold on to the front of that train for 6th and 7th. Callum Paris relatively close behind Madhouse and Callum in 7th and 8th, the closest battle on track at the moment. Siskel Sewell also involved with that battle for 7th. And then back to the top 10, Ben RS and Ollie Hutton a handful of seconds behind in 11th. Rick Corvers down a lap. Arno Veerman down 2 laps. And it looks like Adam Lyle, again, doesn't seem to be able to continue. Quite a big moment there for the championship as well. Oh, and down the inside there, it looks like Ollie Hutton on Rick Corvers. Corvers, of course, a lap down, providing some decent racing action there as we have a look here at Ollie Hutton in the number 60 yellow AMG GT3. Ollie Hutton sitting outside the top 10 at the moment. Looks like he is going to be catching up to the pack here in just a bit. Things kind of settling down here. A couple of early jabs as looking to make up some positions early for some of the drivers. We're actually approaching, the race seems to be flying here. We're approaching the halfway mark of this 40-minute race, 1 of 2 here this evening. Again, lower tire temps for the drivers as they, or I guess they would need to adjust them earlier on there again as the KFC Audi of Madhouse climbing over those curbs, trying to get the smoothest run through that final corner as they are on the gas for a majority of this first sector here. Hard on the brakes for the entry and flat out through the exit of Estoril. Having a look here at Ben RS, trying to make up some ground on Madhouse. He's already on the back of him, going to go around the outside. It may not matter whether he goes outside or inside. He may clear him before the braking zone. As we see Callum Paris moving through, Ben RS just a nose ahead. Who's going to be braver on the brakes? The two Audis go side by side, and it looks like Ben RS around the outside. Madhouse giving him a bit of space there. And we'll slide in behind the 46 Skechers car of Ben RS, making it through cleanly. It looks like Ben RS is going to be wanting some more there. Last lap, a 1:37.4. That is 2.9 seconds quicker than Callum Paris's last lap. Ben RS on a mission here to, oh my goodness, it's the KFC car. Madhouse going very deep into that 180-degree hairpin there. And now we're having a look here at Noah Bates being caught by the yellow Porsche of Josh Nesbitt. And you can hear that flat 6 ringing away. It gets really into the deeper part of your ear, that flat 6. And it looks like now that's Noah Bates' cue as Nesbitt catching him for the first pit stop of the day. Again, requirement for at least tires and or fuel, and a single required pit stop here as we are hitting almost exactly the halfway mark. Noah Bates in the pits, so he will obviously lose those positions, but as they cycle back through, he'll hopefully get in some clean air and be able to run a little better. Of course, the temps, again, as we see, air temp 86 degrees. Track temp quite low as the sun obviously is not out at the moment. So we have a look here at Kevin Budgeon, 14 seconds on Matt Raid. Seems like bragging rights might be more on Kevin's mind here at the moment. It'll be interesting to see as he does not have any pressure at the moment. It'll be interesting to see when he comes into the pits. So we have that grumbly V8 at the front of that BMW. And again, looks like he's having a rave there on the inside of the car, having a party. Speaking of parties, Ben RS loving life out in 7th at the moment, but he would prefer to have 6th as the rears, the splitters of the front of both vehicles striking the ground there, producing some fantastic sparks. Oh, and wide there goes Callum Paris. Ben RS takes advantage. Again, that 180-degree corner after the Nürburgring chicane really providing some difficulty as you're having to kind of turn and brake at the same time out of that series there. The run from the Adelaide corner or the Adelaide hairpin, I should say, into that 180-degree corner is quite a long one. So a deep braking zone, high speed through the chicane and into the 180 is proving more than a match for some. And the Skechers 46 Ben RS is through up into 6th place. So Ollie Smith and Max Looting are in the pits at the moment. So Ben RS will pick up a handful of other positions there. Looks like Callum's coming right back here. So apologies. So Ben RS on the outside here. Just going to have to do it all over again there as Callum comes through. It looks like there's a decent gap actually between them. I'm not sure what was going on there with Ben RS. Potentially a bad run through the chicane. Maybe getting over those curbs a bit too heavy. That's allowed Callum Paris back by. He won't need a second invitation. And Ben RS will go BMW hunting once again. Ollie Smith relatively close behind Noah Bates. Looks like, it's going up about half a second every second or so. So Ollie Smith falling back from Noah Bates. Looks like that may have stabilized. And now it looks like the leader, Kevin Budgeon, appears to head into the pits there. So Kevin at about the 18-minute mark coming in for his pit stop. And Matt Ray looks like he may continue around. Yes, he does. So Matt Ray wants that clean air in the fellow BMW. We'll have to see what Josh Nesbitt does as well. So Matt Ray overtaking Kevin Budgeon, who's, of course, in the pits. And we see Nesbitt here absolutely uninterested in coming into the pits. In the second race, Nesbitt with Lyle for company at Hockenheim race 2. Nesbitt went very deep on those tires. He seemed to be struggling with the rears, but it didn't seem to affect his ability to stay with Lyle in the later the later parts of race 2 of Hockenheim last round. So it's Matt Raid at the moment, Josh Nesbitt in second place. Neither have come into the pits yet. Kevin Budgeon should inherit the lead, but currently holding third. Callum Paris running a good fourth place after making up a couple of positions. Ollie Hutton moving well as well. Ben RS into the pits. Noah Bates in seventh. Ollie Smith in eighth in that banged up but still functioning blue and white Mercedes. Max Looting up to ninth place. Siskel Sewell running a strong 10th. Madhouse, I believe, has come into the pits. I'll have to get confirmation on that. And Rick Corbers again running a quite lonely race. He's got some company near the back there, but his race not going well at all. Arno Veerman also running a lap down of Corbers as well. So Arno Veerman and Rick Corbers currently out there running, but not in any. As a very wide moment there. That's behind Callum Paris is Ollie Hutton. So Ollie Hutton potentially either having an issue through the Nürburgring chicane, trying to chase down Callum Paris for position. Looks like the close battle on track. Madhouse also on Sewell for 10th place as well, as we have a look here at the pit stop. So Ollie Hutton has come into the pits. Our top four, unless Kevin still, and that is, looks like Kevin is still coming around the final corner here. But again, Ollie Hutton, Callum Paris, resuming hostilities here for fourth place, potentially a podium, depending on how things are at the end here, approaching the 15-minute mark here at the fourth round, first race of the GT3 Sprint Cup on ARS, the Authentic Racing E-Series. We have a look now at the lovely cotton candy looking BMW of Siskel Sewell, and Madhouse would love to take a bite of that as he closes in. Lap times looking quite similar, the mid to high 139s. Madhouse taking 0.4 of a second, so he's on the move. He has the pace, at least at the moment. And Madhouse closing in on the BMW man in the KFC Audi. Getting quite hard to see the vehicles here as we are in the pitch black of night here in Nevers, in the heart of France. The Magny-Cours circuit. We come out of the final corner onto the start-finish straight. A little bit of a higher note there for the Audi. BMW has that grumbly front mid-engine V8. As again, Madhouse deep on one of those sweepers. The higher speed corner seems Madhouse getting tripped up a little bit, or potentially something going on with the front of the car. Splitter maybe not working quite as well, as it looks like Ollie Hutton now interested in the back of Callum Paris. Callum Paris up in third in the ghost white BMW and the yellow 60 Mercedes. with a much wider line. Potentially could have a smoother run through the final chicane as we come across the start-finish straight. This move may be done before we even get through the exit of Estoril, as that is Matt Ray now joining the party. We now have 3 cars. Matt Ray giving a little bit of wide berth for a better exit onto the main straight there. So that's Matt Ray rejoining in 4th. Callum Paris and Ollie Hutton have not come in for their pit stops, so Matt Ray should not need to get too involved with this, but he doesn't want to lose any time to Kevin Budgeon out front. He already has around 14 seconds, 13 and a half to make up as it goes down the inside of Ollie Hutton. That will, and down the inside of both. And it's the opposite of a switchback. He's going to have to try that one again, deep on the brakes there, potentially cool tires, and obviously with the lower track temp, well under 90 degrees, he'll need to have a go again. So again, he won't be held up by them, as again that approach through the Nürburgring chicane and down to the 180-degree hairpin is catching some of our drivers out. Again, Magny-Cours, quite a flat circuit, so not a lot of elevation change. The only really elevation is going to be clipping those inside curbings, those sausage curbs, which are normally quite easy to see, but in the dark, a little less so. Now we have a look back here to Noah Bates. Ollie Smith keeping him company, a little closer than Bates would like for 6th place. And we have actually quite a close pack here, 5th back to 7th. Or apologies, that's 13th. That is Arno Veerman running in front of our 6th place man, Noah Bates. So the car in front, if the Mercedes pair get close enough, a little bit deep there for Noah Bates, trying to keep Smith at bay. The side exhausts look fantastic at night. What a lovely view there. As we have Ollie Smith now lining up a move potentially into the inside of Estoril, thinks better of it. It's going to show a little bit of restraint, but it's more just going to be patient as they come up to the back of Veerman, who, if they get a little too close or get any closer here down the straight, might need to move out of the way so that there aren't any issues. It looks like Veerman's trying to get out of the way, breaking the toe there. And the Mercedes now have split on either side of the track, both looking for a potential slipstream as they both go down the inside, or apologies, Bates down the inside, Ollie Smith down the inside, sorry, of Bates. It looks like Ollie Smith has gotten that one done there. So the blue and white in front of the blue and yellow. Looks like this is not done here. It looks like Bates is going to be having a look down the inside of Ollie Smith, thinks better of it. Smith holding on there for now. Cleanly through the chicane. And we have a look here at Ollie Hutton, barely in front of Callum Paris here with Matt Raid getting by them both. Matt Raid should be trying to clear off and catch up to Kevin Budgeon if he can. Kevin Budgeon, massive gains at the start of the race. And again, the quickest lap times that we've seen all day. So really has built himself in a fantastic buffer. And it looks like he's going to put a 2nd lap on Rick Corvers, his team's in 12th place. Rick Corvers, again, not having the best race at the moment. A little bit wide there for the BMW. Trying to hunt down the number 60. And Matt Raid not really pulling too far away from this pair. So it looks like this battle is sticking quite close. And now having a look back at Ollie Smith in the number 6. Quite hard to tell what the car is supposed to look like on the left side. I'm sure the mechanics would appreciate the handful of points he's currently sitting on and not necessarily keeping the doors clean. Under 10 minutes to go here. Again, these races really fly by here. 40 minutes of racing, and we are already 3/4 of the way done. If you've got any pace, if you've got potentially fresher tires, they're going to need to start shredding them now here. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, again, quite close to each other. Oh, as we have the 7th place man, that is Ollie Smith. It appears on the exit of the Nürburgring chicane. And it looks like potentially a spin. We didn't quite see what happened in the moment there, as we have an Aston Martin going very wide into the entry to that 180-degree corner. It looks like the blue and white Mercedes will move out of the way for the 777 coming through. And there's Ollie Hutton there, exiting the pits. or apologies, exiting the final chicane. Callum Paris finally into the pits there. So that's Kevin Budgeon out front, Matt Raid, and Ollie Hutton in the podium positions for the moment. Callum Paris coming in for that pit stop. Nesbitt in 5th in the yellow Porsche. We have a look now at Kevin Budgeon. Again, really strong performance. And continuing just to put in the good laps. 136.2 last time around. And started from pole. And again, we weren't able to pick up the very beginning of the race, but we picked him up now, and it looks like nobody else has been able to pick it up in terms of pace to try to catch Kevin Budgeon. Let's have a look here at Callum Paris exiting the pits and heading through Estoril, and we'll be down to the Adelaide hairpin shortly, just in front of Max Luding. So Callum Paris with significantly younger tires and should be able to pull away from Luding if he's able to use that extra grip. Fantastic sounds. You can almost close your eyes and hear which type of car is going by. Great field spread, or not field spread, but great manufacturing spread here at the Authentic Racing E Series GT3 Sprint Cup. Round 4. Man, we are. Oh, and that's the 6th place man. That's Callum Paris now, going very deep. Looks like cars being launched on the exit. The inside apex, obviously the apex is always going to be on the inside. The apex of the second corner for that Nürburgring. Coming out of the Adelaide hairpin, it looks like tons and tons of cars, at least 3 different competitors and a couple of competitors twice, exiting that corner and having to limp around potentially back into the pits there. So falling to 8th place is Callum Paris. He's built up a decent lead. We only have 7 minutes to go and falling back, so losing a good amount of points. Paying positions there is Callum Paris. Again, kind of difficult to tell what's going on there. And it looks like Callum Paris is now pulled off to the side of the track just before the final sector. And there he is again, stricken. That is not what he wants. That's not what the BMW guys want to see either. He just come into the pits, and now it looks like he has parked it. So again, we may only have 10 racers on the lead lap. Oh, it looks like Rick Corber's now moving up into 10th place because of that. So again, pounding around, doing good laps, and sticking it out till the end and just trying not to make any mistakes is paying off even in a 40-minute race. 6 minutes to go here. Kevin Budgeon well and truly out front. Matt Raid 18 seconds off the pace, but in a strong second. Ollie Hutton only 2.5 seconds behind in 3rd place. Josh Nesbitt in the Porsche 10 seconds back in 4th. Noah Bates in 5th. Max Luding 6th. Ben ARS keeping him company, about a 1.5 seconds off. That's probably the closest gap. Apologies. Madhouse and Siskel Sewell are in hostilities in 8th place, ahead of Rick Corvers in 10th, Ollie Smith in 11th, Callum Paris in 12th, Arno Veerman 13th, and Adam Lyle again having those issues running currently last and in the pits, has not turned a lap since we got back on air. So again, Kevin Budgeon currently with about 5 minutes to go here in race 1. Seems that is his race to lose. And I'm getting confirmation. Callum Paris, no headlights. That is obviously going to be detrimental. So again, losing those headlights most likely in the incident out of the final corner, or apologies, out of the second of the 2 corners that make up the Nürburgring hairpin just before that 180-degree near the center of the lap. We have a look here at Max Luding in the 777 Aston Martin. The angriest sounding GT3 car, in my opinion. It really just does. As you can see, the front brake discs glowing. You can see that the brake bias really towards the front of these cars, trying to get the braking performance to work for them. A handful of hard braking zones. Fantastic course here at Magny-Cours, and a couple of good overtaking opportunities. We've seen a lot. As we see, this was plaguing a lot of drivers in Hockenheim. Arno Veerman drive through for cutting the course, so he's gone over his limit. As around the outside there, Rick Corber's on. Looks like one of the Mercedes guys that maybe it's not Callum Paris. I believe that he is unlapping himself from potentially, is that Ollie Smith in the blue and white? That is Ollie Smith. So Ollie Smith running in 12th. Rick Corver's still holding 10th place. So it looks like both drivers are a lap down, potentially. And again, Siskel Sewell setting up a move on the KFC Audi of Madhouse. This is for 8th and 9th. Having a look there at Rick Corvers again. Field kind of bunching up there. We have 8th and 9th close together. And then we've got Arno Veerman running in 13th, the leader. Kevin Budgeon way out all by his lonesome. Then we have Rick Corvers coming up to unlap himself from Callum Paris. Ollie Smith quite close behind Callum. A little bit squirrely there for Corvers coming out of that second to last overtaking zone there. And Josh Nesbitt, and was that Josh Nesbitt off, the 4th place man in the Kevin Estre livery Porsche, showing a last lap 136.5, but this lap's going to be significantly slower than that here as we have a three-way dogfight here. There's only 3 minutes to go in this round, so they're going to have to show their cards here now. It's now or never for a move. And there's Arno Veerman taking his drive-through. And is Arno going to be joining? And of course, now it's a 4-horse race here. Right at the end, we're going to get a little bit of action. Oh, his sideways is as we have Callum Paris now off at the exit of Estoril. So now from a 4 to 3 horse race. As we have a look now at Rick Corvers. Ollie Smith close behind there. Similar on lap time. Nothing doing into the Adelaide hairpin. Let's see if they can all make it cleanly with about 2 minutes to go here in race 1 of the GT3 Sprint Cup for the ARS. Through the first corner, through the second corner. Oh my goodness, they're really pushing the envelope. Both cars getting squirrely, and it looks like Corver's around. I don't believe there's any contact. It looked like he just simply lost it. We'll have to have a closer look at that there in just a bit, but that is Ollie Smith through, and actually looks like a little bit of self-stewarding there as Ollie Smith potentially having nose-to-tail contact with Corvers, and it appears like he had a little bit of no ill feeling there. Just going to pick up Madhouse here. A handful of seconds in front of Siskel Sewell. And again, about 1 lap of time remaining, so there'll be potentially 2 more as Kevin Budgeon coming around the final corner. Does not look like he will make it to the line a second time. So we are on the final, the leader, I should say, is on the final lap of the race here. So all drivers who have not crossed the line at the moment will get 1 more lap. And it looks like the leader is actually catching up to this battle here, Madhouse and Sewell. Kevin Budgeon, very strong performance. Looks like he held it from pole, snagging pole position. He will have pole position for the next race coming up, but really laying down the gauntlet, and he's really trying to get that 20-second gap over Matt Raid. I believe that the message is loud and clear that race 1 is Kevin Budgeon's. And again, Matt Raid, winner of the race 1 in Hockenheim last week. We'll have to settle here for second place. Matt Raid will not be too worried about a podium finish. And Ollie Hutton in 3rd place, but Kevin Budgeon here getting quite close to the back of Sewell. Sewell again wanting to chase down Madhouse. It's not like he's going to be close enough, and potentially receiving blue flags, and may lose the opportunity there to take 8th place. So we head down to the second to last the second to last overtaking opportunity on the track. It looks like a majority of the battles are spread out at the moment, so it looks like we will have a neat and tidy run to the finish. Apologies, looks like Rick Corver's throwing a huge shape there, trying to keep Ollie Smith from going down the inside. It looks like they are a lap apart, Ollie Smith, with that issue earlier on. And out of the final corner here, Kevin Budgeon flashes the lights across the line. An enormous victory there for the BMW man. And we will have a 20-second or so wait. And there comes Matt Raid going across the line. There he is in 2nd place. And Ollie Hutton in 3rd, rounding out the podium in that yellow number 60 Mercedes-Benz. Now we're picking up Josh Nesbitt here in 4th. Not quite the race that he was wanting. We saw a couple of mistakes there. Again, going quite deep into his first stint, similar to what we saw in Hockenheim last round, crossing the line. Noah Bates 5th. I believe we'll be picking up Ben ARS for 6th there. And now hitting that final chicane there is the 46 Skechers Audi. And across the line, Ben ARS again, strong performance, making up tons of spaces across this event there. And Max Luding, looking like a handful of seconds behind. So we're now having a look here at Arno Verman. Be having 12th and 13th, apologies, Siskel Sewell and Madhouse coming through the final chicane and onto the start-finish straight here. Madhouse giving it everything across the line. I think the BMW's just got him, and the BMW is going to be able to cross the line. Nothing doing there for the KFC Audi, and Sewell takes 8th. Madhouse a lap back there in 9th. So we have a look there at our winner, Kevin Budgeon, returning to the pits. And quite an action-packed one here in the dark at Magny-Cours. That was race 1 there, the 40-minute race, 1 of 2. And again, Kevin Budgeon, strong performance. Matt Raid in 2nd. Ollie Hutton rounding out the 3rd spot there. Josh Nesbitt in 4th. Noah Bates 5th. Ben ARS a strong 6th. Max Luding, enormous improvements from the 2 races at Hockenheim. And he picks up a handful of points that should catapult him up the order. Max Luding in 7th with the 777 Aston Martin. Sewell with the Cotton Candy BMW in 8th place, just beating out Madhouse. For 9th place, Rick Corbus rounding out the top 10 after a terrible start for him. Ollie Smith in 11th. Callum Paris with that issue with his headlights after going off on the 2nd of the 2 corners for the Nürburgring chicane in 12th place in the Mercedes. And Adam Lyle there in 14th, again, not able to take the start. So we were not able to pick up what was going on with that. We'll have to have a look there. But we will get ready for race 2. And we look forward to having you join us in just a moment. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the GT3 Sprint Cup by ARS. We are round 4 here at Magny-Cours, getting ready to get started for the second of two 40-minute races. The sun is out, and we'll be able to see this track for the stunning beauty that it offers, as opposed to the darkness. Kevin Budgeon on pole position for both races, of course, setting qualifying, and we will be underway shortly. We'll have the lights coming on, and we will have the Alfa Romeo Giulia safety car heading around and picking up the leaders. And we will be starting here in just a moment. In the previous race, Kevin Budgeon winning that by a mile, Matt Raid in second place, and Ollie Hutton picking up third. Ben RS making up a good amount of spots there. Rick Corvers having a tough start. And Callum Paris having an issue with headlights. We had a whole bunch of movers and shakers, and we expect potentially Josh Nesbitt moving through, Siskel Sewell moving through. We saw Madhouse with a couple of good battles out there. Max Looting with quite a large recovery from the earlier stages of the race, and we had the lights coming on, which will mean absolutely nothing here. And the lights are on. And the lights are out, and we have the safety car. We'll be heading out to the front of the grid. So we have a green flag at the moment, but we are still under safety car. And again, Adam Lyle in the 27 Heart of Racing Aston Martin having issues at the start that we weren't able to pick up on. But it meant that Lyle spent the rest of the race in the pits, presumably after lap 1 issues. As we head through Estoril here for the first time, cars will grid up. It's Kevin Budgeon on the front row next to Ollie Smith, Adam Lyle in third, Matt Raid fourth. Ben RS and Ollie Hutton share row 3. Rick Corvers and Arno Behrman are ahead of Noah Bates and Max Looting for rounding out the top 10. Just outside, Callum Paris and Nesbitt are on row 6 and sharing the 7th row, Madhouse and Siskel Sewell. And now having a look here, one of the better overtaking opportunities here, Adelaide Hairpin. Now we'll head down this straightaway to one of the trickier corners that seem to be catching drivers out a lot, particularly the exit of this Nürburgring chicane, this very fast right-left. I don't have any confirmation they're going through flat out, but with the way that the cars were jumping and swirling and trying to stay off of the exit curb, we have some drivers trying to extend as far as they can on this formation lap already. Seems to be proving quite tricky for a handful of our competitors. Having a look there at the Skechers 46. We have two different Skechers 46 cars, the BMW of Kevin Budgeon and Ben RS in 5th in the Audi. And we have Rick Corvers back there in the 296 Ferrari, the blue and red. Another good overtaking opportunity here at the top of the circuit, beginning the third sector. The car should be gridding up and start forming the 2x2 formation, the Noah's Ark. And the lights on the safety car should be turning off eventually as it will head into the pit lane. As we're about to bring you 40 minutes or 37 and a bit minutes for race 2 of the GT3 Sprint Cup here at the Authentic Racing E-Series at Magny-Cours, round 4. We are out of the final corner. Still waiting for them to drop the hammer. There's a relatively large field spread. And waiting for the green light. And there we are. And we are under racing here. Kevin Budgeon across the line. Ollie Smith chasing Adam Lyle in the 27 Heart of Racing Aston Martin in third place. And the rate as they go 3 wide. Looks like Adam Lyle going for the outside. Thinks better. Oh, and into the back of the BMW. Kevin Budgeon going to be losing tons of positions. Matt Raid, all sorts. It's chaos here at the beginning of the Estoril corner. It is Ollie Hutton getting through. And it looks like we have the 27 Aston Martin backwards and still has not gotten going. Maybe potentially he has joined up to the back. So Ollie Hutton out in the lead. Ollie Smith to Mercedes-Benz as Matt Raid down the inside for the final podium position. And looks like Madhouse up to in the wrong position there. So Matt Raid holding firm in front of Ben RS at the moment, but the two Mercedes breaking free as we have two of the favorites for this race backwards in turn 1. So that's Ollie Hutton down into the 180-degree hairpin in the 60 yellow Mercedes-Benz. His Mercedes-Benz compatriot, the number 9, Ollie Smith, In second place, Matt Raid holding a slim lead over Ben ARS, who's under attack from Arno Veerman, having a much better race here in third, fourth, and fifth. Noah Bates sixth as we come through. Looks like Matt Raid's not quite getting away from Ben ARS. And late on the brakes for the Audi if he can get that stopped. And down the inside there, Noah Bates on Arno Veerman. Don't believe he got that one done. Looks like Veerman's still leading that battle to pick up Matt Raid here at the end of or near the end here of the first lap. NRS looking quite racy. I mean, I pick up Noah Bates in between all sorts of Nesbitt with an enormous launch off of that final corner. You might get two for the price of one, as it looks like Corvers and the 777 Aston Martin on the front straight. Aston Martin still isn't kind of going, oh, and Nesbitt into the side of, looked like one of the Audis. Apologies, the Mercedes-Benz, that is Bates. Both falling back there, opening the door for Ben ARS and Arno Veerman to get away. Siskel Sewell also going with him. Kevin Budgeon down to 7th place after that bad start for him. Looks like Madhouse is currently in the pits. Max Luding falling back to the final position. Rick Corvers again going around. So Max Luding and Corvers seem to be tangled up in some kind of incident at the start-finish straight. Let's have a look here at Madhouse. Trying to fight Ben ARS off for that podium position. Arno Veerman still up in 5th place, holding on to a decent haul of points there in front of the Cotton Candy BMW of Sewell. Kevin Budgeon trying to make up time there. We have a look at the Liquid Molly Audi. And here we are looking at Kevin Budgeon, Callum Paris, keeping him honest in the Ghost White BMW as well. We got a lot of BMWs all lined up. Nesbitt there trying to recover. Looks like Nesbitt just lost the front end. Understeered into the side of Bates. It looks like Bates is back in front of Josh Nesbitt, potentially Nesbitt letting him by. We didn't see that on track, but potentially a little bit of self-stewarding there. As the gap from 5th down to 11th is only a handful of seconds, maybe 5 or 6 seconds between a majority of our drivers, as it looks like the battle for the lead is now under a second. Ollie Hutton with the fastest lap of the race, but both drivers clearing off around 3 seconds in 3 seconds in rears as Matt Raid as we pick him up now with the brake discs blowing there. The light obviously helping our drivers able to see a lot better than they were in the dark, but it still does not mean we have the highest temps on track. And looks like now Sewell lining up a move. Oh, a little bit squirrely there. The rears of Callum Paris. Sewell may have a look down into the Adelaide hairpin. And Bates is not far behind. This could be an opportunity for both of the yellow and blue cars there, as Callum Paris going quite deep. Oh, as he's all in the gravel there, and both cars getting through. That's Bates and Sewell in front of the now 9th place man, demoted down in the white BMW. And potentially with all of that on the left-hand side tires as they exit the Nürburgring chicane, could bring Nesbitt into this 4-car battle now. Sewell assuming the front of this tussle for 7th. Kevin Budgeon going Audi hunting, looking for 5th place there, catching up to Arno Veerman. And again, this battle is now turning into a 5-horse race as Rick Corvers is coming into this battle as well. So battle for 7th all the way through 11th. It's about as close as it can be there. Going deep into the corner, getting a relatively good exit is Sewell. Holding on to that 7th place. And we now have a look here at Ollie Hutton and Ollie Smith. Hutton still setting fast laps, but Ollie Smith right there with him. Matt Raid setting the fastest lap, so trying to make that a 3-horse race up at the front. The number 60 Mercedes-Benz driver looking quite strong, relatively comfortable considering that Ollie Smith, quite a quick driver, is bearing down on him. Matt Raid with a 136.2. It looks to be the fastest lap of the race. And Matt Raid trying to make his presence known onto the back of the Mercedes pair, the Ollie pair. So you pick up Noah Bates here, trying to get to the back of Sewell, but trying to defend from Nesbitt, one of the quicker drivers in the championship, getting a podium last time. And he did a very, very late move there. Dives down the inside of the Mercedes man. He's going to get him the space on the outside. Looks like he's going to actually give him the place on the outside there. Nesbitt doing a lot of not reprimanding, but trying to make things right there, as all the drivers seem to be making it through cleanly. So pick up the liquid molality of Veerman. Kevin Budgeon has truly caught him. Getting around him is going to be another thing, but he has a great opportunity coming up into the right-hander. Let's see if Kevin Budgeon throws a shade. Looks like Veerman's wise to it. And he's going to have to potentially an over and under here if the BMW can put the power down. Approaching the 30-minute mark here of this race number 2 for the GT3 Sprint Cup round 4 here at Magny-Cours for the Authentic Racing E-Series. And it looks like just the front end not quite working. It looked like driving it in deep to the beginning of that hairpin, or apologies, as we have Rick Corvers to drive through for cutting. Oh, and we have the Arno Veerman, the Liquid Audi way off in the first corner there, losing tons and tons of time. That's not a spot that you want to be going off on. As Ollie Hunt out front, Ollie Smith in second, 7/10 of a second. As we have multiple cars seem to be going off. The gap from first to second now ballooning up to 3 or 4 seconds potentially. So we now have a look here at Ollie Smith in the lead, under way less pressure now. Ben ARS, the closest car behind him, with 3 seconds. So Ollie Smith out in front, Ben ARS 3 seconds back. Kevin Budgeon about 7.5 seconds behind that. Kevin Budgeon finding himself in a podium position now. Matt Raid 2 and a bit seconds behind. So it looks like something potentially happening with Matt Raid there. Kevin Budgeon taking over that final podium position. I get the feeling with the strong performance Kevin Budgeon put in on race 1 that he will not be happy with a podium, or he would definitely want to claw his way back. He was able to put 20 seconds on Matt Raid at the end of that previous session. All the cars relatively line astern there. Ben ARS finding himself in second position at the moment. Matt Raid trying to chase down Kevin Budgeon, trying to go with Kevin Budgeon, I should say. And Arno Veerman in 5th. Josh Nesbitt all over the back in 6th place again. So it looks like Veerman back in front of Nesbitt, and Nesbitt going to try to do it all again for 5th place, trying to make up some more time. This is bringing Sewell into the mix for 5th place. As we have a look there. And Rick Corvers taking that drive-through penalty again. He's still hanging in there in the top 10, but really not having the kind of races that he's wanting. Having some issues in the first race, having some issues in the second. That'll bring Callum Paris up into 9th, Noah Bates. And it looks like the battle for 3rd, or apologies, the battle for 5th. Arno Veerman, Nesbitt right on his tail, probably next to him. Yeah, here we go. They pick up the 4th place man, or the 5th place man, being harried by the... Oh, and again, Nesbitt around. So that was on the entry to the second of the 2 corners for that Nürburgring chicane. Nesbitt will get back on track. 2 seconds in rears, 3 seconds in rears of Callum Paris. Arno Veerman catching a break there. Tons of pressure, but Nesbitt trying to get into a good position for an overtake and ends up spinning it again. We unfortunately saw him spin around the final corner in the latter stages of race 1, kind of robbing himself of a podium position for race 1 at Hockenheim, round 3 of the GT3 Sprint Cup. Pick up Sewell in the Cotton Candy BMW. Bates less than a second behind. Kevin Budgeon setting fastest lap of the race at 1:35.7 in his pursuit of more than just a podium. Ollie Smith seems to be dropping Ben ARS by maybe potentially quarter of a second, about half a second a lap. So Ben ARS kind of in no man's land at the moment, but running quite well. Be very happy to be on the podium, picking up a handful of points as it stands. We're having a look here. The battle for 6th place. Looks like everybody is separated by about a second or so. Noah Bates wants to change that, but looks like Sewell may be pulling a bit of a gap as Sewell tries to hunt down Arno Veerman. Bates will want to stay involved in that. Callum Paris not too far behind, around 3 seconds or so. Rick Corvers a further 10 back. Nesbitt in the pits. Drivers, of course, required to take at least 1 pit stop and take either fuel or tires or both, as we see Nesbitt here in the pits. Average pit loss time around 23 seconds as Nesbitt heads back out, as it looks like Matt Raid around in the Sketcher, or the BMW Motorsport machine, the number 32. Again, that's the exit of the Nürburgring chicane before that fatter of the two hairpins. Drivers really taking large risks through there, and it doesn't seem to be paying off for a handful of drivers. Again, we saw 3 to 4 different drivers turning around in that approach to the 180-degree hairpin in the middle of the lap, the middle of sector 2. And yeah, it really is just catching out a lot of drivers. And it seems like the risk seems to be enough for the reward, because drivers, again, really pushing hard. We have a look here at some of the lap times, a 1:35.7, so almost a second Kevin Budgeon is putting on Ollie Smith and Ben RS, trying to chase down and make it a 3-car fight for the lead as we pick up the battle for 5th here. Sewell being dropped a little bit by Veerman, being picked up by Bates, and looks like Bates may have a move here into the Adelaide chicane, or Adelaide hairpin, apologies. Going to try the outside, see if Sewell's going to hang him out to dry, potentially an over-under. Great on the brakes, very wide entry. Sewell hanging on to it. Can he defend from the Mercedes, who is all over the back of him? This is a fantastic circuit that's going to be providing some good overtaking opportunities. Having a look in on the inside of the Nürburgring chicane, nothing doing there for the Mercedes man. Bates having to back off and try to line Sewell up again, potentially out of this hairpin and through the Imola chicane into the beginning of the 3rd sector. Another relatively good, less straightforward move, potentially, into this right-hander coming up here. This is, of course, allowing Arno Veerman some breathing space, about 3 seconds or so up the road. Nothing doing there for the Mercedes again. Sewell able to withstand the pressure, soaking it up quite nicely. So we have a look now at Rick Corvers, who is in pursuit of Matt Raid. Rick Corvers really falling back. And it looks like the KFC Audi there. It looks like Nesbitt able to make a move through on Madhouse. Back up into the top 10 after that issue in the Nürburgring chicane. Approaching the 180 hairpin as he heads through here now. We'll see everybody there through cleanly. So out front, Ollie Smith, Ben RS. Ben RS able to close it down. We haven't really talked too much about him. Again, I said he was in no man's land. We are approaching the halfway point here, and Ben RS really making his presence known. Ollie Smith is leading the race, but for how much longer, as that dips to around 2 seconds or so. Again, Kevin Budgeon not making as many, deep into the corner there. Potentially needing some new front tires there for Ben RS. Maybe in the pursuit of Ollie, in the pursuit of Smith, rather, he may have used up those front tires. And again, drivers should be, as we have a look down the inside of the Mercedes, trying to keep that front end a little bit of contact, but nothing too crazy, leaving a little bit of space there. It looks like the BMW of Sewell is back in front. Bates trying to make the move. Seemed fairly straightforward, but he's going to not risk his arm there with the stewards. As the Liqui Moly Audi out in front. Oh, the BMW again, sticking that enormous nose down the inside of the enormous rear of that BMW. And Sewell having none of it, holding his own. And Bates now just trying to show Sewell what the front of that Mercedes looks like in his mirrors. Oh, at a very late move. Again, and tags the back of the BMW there. Looks like he's going to give him the spot back there. Quite a slow, as it looks like Bates will be peeling into the pits. Quite a feisty pair they are, Sewell and Bates. And we have a look now here to Callum Paris in the Ghost White BMW. Rick Corvers following him through up to 7th and 8th, neither taking their stops yet. Rick Corvers having a couple of issues in race 1 and race 2, but seems to be recovering quite nicely. Looking for some more points there and rocking up to the back of Callum Paris. Currently the closest rival on track here is the Ferrari on the BMW for 7th place, and Rick Corvers very deep into the corner, going to get a relatively good switch back there. Not going to have any kind of overlap, but seems to have the confidence on the brakes. As we now navigate through the Nürburgring here. Nürburgring chicane. think they'll be getting it stopped. Yeah, again, Corvers has the body language. He just really has the braking really figured out, and he can just stick. As we have a fantastic here forward view, looking at the rear of Paris from the front of Corvers as they around the outside of the chicane. Looks like getting quite impatient. There is Rick Corvers as Kevin Budges sets the fastest lap of the race, another 10th quicker than he's gone. Corvers looking for the exits more than the entry, and Paris still able to soak up the pressure from the Ferrari man. As we are approaching the halfway point here of the second race here, a little squirrely. Going to have a great run through there as the Ferrari, potentially on the inside as we head towards Estoril. The left-hander there. Will the Ferrari have the nose in front? Looks like they're going to go side by side. He's going to give him the space. He won't need to. Already cleared him. And looks like Callum Paris trying to gather it back up there. Potentially might have an answer into the Adelaide hairpin out of the exit of Estoril. And it looks like he's going to be closing in. Potentially too far back for a move. As again, Rick really doing a good job. Corvers really, oh my goodness, and he's going to have a move anyway. Looks like Corvers good on the brakes and forcing Paris to go as deep as possible, a little bit too deep as the Ferrari gives him the space on the inside, but Callum not able to gather it back up. So looks like there was not too much harm, potentially a little bit of front splitter damage for the BMW. We'll have to see how they cope through the high-speed corners. We dip underneath the 20-minute mark, and we pick up Ollie Smith, in the number 9, blue and white Mercedes coming into the pits. Ben ARS will follow him through. So Ben ARS uninterested in clean air there. Stopping at the final. Almost leaving the pits there. Kind of had a little bit of a heart attack there for Ben ARS in the Skechers 46 Audi. So we have a look there at a lovely shot there. And very focused. Not blinking for the Audi man. So we have a look there at Ollie Smith getting fueled up, and looked like Ben ARS was heading out of the pits. He's going to have to hang out for a little bit longer there. Kevin Budgen inheriting the lead there. He's going to get some open track. He's got a good gap up to the back of Max Luding, who's having not as good of a race there as we were seeing from him in race 1. So this is not working out for him at the moment. Madhouse down in 11th there. We pick up Rick Corvers and Ollie Smith coming out of the pits, having served his stop. And rocking up there to the back of Rick Corvers. Fresh, little heavy on fuel, little drunk on fuel, but fresh on tires. He should be good to the end. Ollie Smith seems to be running quicker pace there than Corvers in 4th as the Audi of Ben ARS coming back out. He blends back into 7th in front of the Sewell-Bates battle. Ebbing and flowing all the time there. Sewell again trying to soak up that pressure. Can't quite get away, but is not letting him by as Madhouse is now in the pit lane there. Luding. Oh my goodness, and he may have missed his box potentially. Having to readjust. As we have Kevin Budgen in the pits. So the fastest man on track is now into the pits at the moment. As the Liqui Audi number 8 of Arno Veerman inherits 2nd place. And as he crosses the line, will actually lead. So Arno Veerman in the lead at the moment. Of course, he'll have to come in to serve his pit stop. To pick back up the battle currently for 8th place. A couple more drivers that'll need to pit. I don't believe Rick Corvers has taken his pit stop yet. Arno Veerman yet to pit in the Audi there. Oh, man, and somebody potentially needing to pit there is Sewell. Again, each lap that he can keep Noah Bates behind him, the better it is for this battle ongoing. We'll have to see which one of them pits earlier, unless they come in at the same time. Let's see if they come into the pits at all. And neither comes into the pits, so they're going to keep extending this stint here. 0.3 of a second between them. And Sewell catching up to the back of Ben ARS there. Only 2 seconds in it there. Ollie Smith behind Rick Corvers for 3rd and 4th. As at the exit of Estoril, a very wide moment. Again, Sewell desperate to try to cling on to these tires and cling on to this race car. as Noah Bates really smelling blood in the water. Sewell may pick up a bit of a toe, but Ben RS kind of clearing out. And it looks like Bates is going to have a bit of a dummy look. Hard on the brakes, about as close as they've been into the Adelaide hairpin and down towards the Nürburgring chicane. Can Sewell get it through there cleanly and get it stopped for the 180-degree left-hander? We'll have to wait and see again. Ben RS rather, not giving any kind of help there to Sewell. Potentially only really a distraction at this point, not quite close enough for a move from Bates. He'll have to bide his time at the moment. Arno Veerman still out front at the moment, yet to take his pit stop. Matt Raid in second, Rick Corvers in third, Ollie Smith fourth, Callum Paris fifth, Kevin Budgeon, fastest man on track, in sixth, Ben RS looking quite strong for a podium position in seventh. And then the battle on your screen, Sewell in front of Bates, less than a second between them. And Josh Nesbitt hanging on to a top 10 position. Nesbitt having a couple of issues earlier on. Nesbitt now into the pit lane there. Max Luding taking over in the top 10. Matt House down in 11th place, I believe, a lap down. He's just coming out of Estoril and down toward Adelaide. We pick up Rick Corvers here in the 296. In the Ferrari, I should say. Ollie Smith bearing down on him. I believe Rick Corvers has yet to come into the pits. And Ollie Smith has come into the pits. So this would not be for the full-on position in the traditional sense, that Red Bull livery number 69 of Rick Corvers. Ollie Smith having a strong start to this event in race one, as Rick Corvers really desperately trying to hang on to those tires, potentially overheating and trying to get a good exit down that back straight. And Matt Raid heading into the pits from second place. So that will move Ollie Smith and Kevin Budgeon up into fourth and fifth. Or third and fourth, apologies. And there is Rick Corvers as well, up to third place, and he's now coming into the pits. So Matt Raid and Rick Corvers in the pits. I thought I potentially saw a white BMW coming into the pits. Oh, no, not into the pits, into the wall. Into the wall for Callum Paris. My goodness, as the KFC Audi coming across the line there will also overtake. That is Madhouse in front. So I believe Madhouse potentially is a lap down. Callum Paris in fourth place, but only because he's got around Corvers and Matt Raid, who are still in the pits at the moment. And again, another large mistake. This time not at the quickest part of the track, but again, these sausage curbs launching these cars. The Magny-Cours circuit really punishing mistakes, and these sausage curbs are doing no one a favor. Maybe the race directors keeping the drivers from taking too much curb, but they seem to be taking about as much and then some. Their eyes potentially bigger than their stomach at the moment, but again, high quality of drivers in the field. As we have a large train now here. This is Ben RS, Rick Corvers behind in the 69. Matt Raid coming out closely behind Corvers, both with very fresh tires, trying to get those up to temp here. Again, not the hottest day in Nevers here in France at the Magny-Cours circuit. We are well under the 15-minute mark here at the moment, looking at the numbers, the sixth place man. Corvers trying to chase down Ben RS, now the fifth place man. Ollie Smith currently out front. Kevin Budgeon in second, trying to chase him down. Callum Paris with that scary moment, still holding third. Ben RS in fourth place under massive pressure here. Rick Corvers, that body language of that Ferrari, it seems to be working really well today. He's doing a fantastic job. He's really got it dialed in, especially on the brakes. He seems to really have a good understanding of what he can do with that Ferrari. As Ben RS really coming under attack. Probably for the first time we've seen all day, Ben RS has been on the attack for a majority of the race one and a majority of race two, making up a couple places from the qualifying that he put on. Matt Raid in sixth, a couple seconds back of that battle. And then glued together, Sewell and Bates. Or probably Sewell seems to be falling back there, so it looks like they probably had the biggest gap between each other. Sewell dropping around 2.5 seconds back behind Bates there as Callum Paris comes into the pits after that mistake on the front straight. Hopefully that will be resolved there. We have fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, all quite close together on track. Ben RS not too far up as we have smoke out of the exit of the Nürburgring chicane. Not sure what happened there. That could have been just a lockup or a potential save. Oh, and it's Rick Corvers. Rick Corvers in the 69 Red Bull, dropping back to 8th place behind that tight pack. What an unfortunate moment to have as we are approaching the 10-minute mark here in race 2 of the GT3 Sprint Cup, round 4 here at Magny-Cours for the ARS. As Kevin Budgeon lowers the fastest lap even more, only took about half a tenth out of himself, so he's lowered it to 135.5, but he's still not really able to make any inroads on Ollie Smith. Ollie Smith really holding his own out front there. Arno Veerman in 3rd place. I believe he still has not come in for his pit. He will have to eventually. And Ben RS looking potentially for a podium if Veerman has not come into the pit. And Veerman and Ben RS together on track, only half a second as we pick up the Liqui Audi driver. Ben RS wanting to attack there. 11 drivers still going around there. Smith out in front with around 6.5 seconds. Kevin Budgeon trying to close that gap. Running out of time here is the BMW driver trying to chase down the Mercedes of Smith rather. Sorry. Arno Veerman we pick up here in a strong 3rd at the moment, trying to hold back this massive train here of cars. We have the Audi of Ben RS, the BMW of Matt Raid, Sewell in the other BMW there, Noah Bates in the Mercedes. And again, Rick Corvers trying to make a move as around the outside there is Arno Veerman on Ben RS. And there is Callum Paris, a lap down and about to be in a little bit more of a world of hurt here at the moment after that mistake on the start-finish straight. Running quite well, quite a strong race in race 1. And race 2 really hasn't come together for the BMW driver in that all-white machine. So we now pick up the battle for 3rd here. All the drivers not seemingly not getting too close to each other at the moment, potentially saving a move for later on. And as I say that, it looks like Ben RS has intentions to have him on this lap, potentially into the Adelaide hairpin, coming down what I would consider as the front straight. Oh, it looks like he's picking up all kinds of a tow. I don't think that Arno is going to get anything from Kevin Budgeon, or apologies, yeah. Callum Paris up in front, and it looks like the Audi's going down he's going to be blocking him off on the inside. Skechers on the Liqui Audi. Going to be going side by side into the Nürburgring chicane. We've not seen that move completed, and we actually haven't seen it tried yet. So it looks like, oh my goodness, and the Liqui Audi getting fired off there. Veerman, not sure if there was any kind of, and he's gotten going quite quickly. Ben RS moving up to 3rd place, losing a spot to Matt Raid as well. So Matt Raid having a quiet race in 4th. And now it looks like Matt House going side by side there with Veerman. Veerman having issues with the exit of the Nürburgring chicane. We keep saying it over and over. We are lots and lots of action as it looks like Veerman finally able to get through on Matt House, who is currently a lap down on these guys. So you'd expect blue flags, and again, just trying to run the smoothest race that Matt House can in the KFC Audi. He's currently running in last, and he's not having the best race at the moment. As we are 7 minutes to go here in race number 2. Ollie Smith out in front. Kevin Budgeon taking a 2nd off of the leader's gap. It looks like the KFC Audi moving across on the front, the start finisher. Looks like he's doing fine, just getting out of the way of the front crew here. Ben RS in 2nd place. Matt Raid looking to potentially have another podium. He's racking them up at the moment. Arno Veerman good distance back there, and separated by Callum Paris in the BMW, who is also a lap down. A little bit of a lockup there for Ben RS, using up those tires. Perhaps he feels confident that he has everything he needs to go to the end to be pushing. As Callum Paris moving out of the, or potentially moving out of the way of the Liqui Audi, heading back through the Nürburgring chicane. Very little curve there, a little bit gun shy there for the Audi. Behrman there in fifth. Going to have a little bit of a breather there. Out front, Ollie Smith, Kevin Budgeon. Ollie Smith is being caught by Kevin Budgeon, but Kevin Budgeon is running out of time. If he wants to have this victory, he really needs to be turning up quicker lap times. He's setting the fastest laps of the race, and he is continuing. Yeah, 136.0, so he's about half a second off his best. But it really is a case of if he's going to pull the pin, he's got to do it now. With time running down, Ollie Smith is feeling like this race is never going to end, and Kevin Budgeon feels like it's almost over. Both drivers clearing off out front, and the battle for third. Ben RS under attack from Matt Raid is now under a second as they head into Estoril. We're about to head into Estoril in just a moment, and the 32 wanting to tuck in behind the 46 Audi man for that final podium position. Matt Raid looks like he has the race car to do it as well. He's been nice and clean. I haven't really seen too many mistakes from Matt Raid here in race 2. Picking up that second place in race 1 as we now have a larger pack back here. This is Sewell we're picking up. Under pressure from Paris. And it looks like Paris and Madhouse for 10th place, looking for that top 10. Oh, is Madhouse going quite deep on the brakes? Not sure what he was wanting to do there in the KFC Audi. Sewell trying to get to the back of Behrman. So we have these two pairs here, the Audi of Behrman, the BMW of Sewell for 5th and 6th, and the top 10 finish there for Paris and Madhouse. As Madhouse drive through for cutting. So looks like Callum Paris getting off with a lucky break there. Madhouse extending the track a little too much as we are on board there with Matt Raid in the picture-in-picture on the left side there, trying to turn fourth into third place. Only 3/4 of a second as we see that smooth input from Matt. And in your main screen there, it still looks like Paris is not going to be let go by Madhouse as they battle over 10th place. But again, the fight for third well and truly on. 4 minutes to go. That's all that's left here in race 2. Ollie Smith well out in front. Kevin Budgeon trying to cut that down. And honestly, it's dropped under 5 seconds, excuse me. So Kevin Budgeon has plenty in the tank, it seems. And as we have a look back there, wonderful shot there. We're looking at the rear of Ben RS. And that's what 0.5 seconds looks like to the front of Matt Raid as Madhouse takes their drive-through penalty, freeing Callum Paris up to chase down Max Luding. 3.5 minutes to go here. Ollie Smith out in front, 4.5 seconds for Kevin Budgeon. And you are looking at the battle for third place. So this is for the final podium position here in race 2 at the GT3 Sprint Cup, round 4 at Magny-Cours for the ARS. If you're just joining us, we've seen all kinds of mayhem, some great outbraking maneuvers, some side-by-side battling, a couple of mistakes from our drivers. And again, worth mentioning, Adam Lyle dominant during the early part of the season. A couple of mistakes in Hockenheim. He was able to show that he was human as Kevin Budgeon lowers another 0.2. His last lap of 1:35.8, but he took another half a second off of that. So Kevin Budgeon again with only 2 and a bit seconds. He's trying to turn in his homework. Apologies, as late as he can. Having a look here through those nice corners. Well, I say nice because they're fun to watch, but I'm sure they're not a lot of fun to drive through as you're trying to stay off those sausage curbs. Right on board with 4th place Matt Raid there, looking for any chink in the armor. I was speaking again about Adam Lyle showing a chink in the armor at Hockenheim, and here not finishing either race. So the championship at the top wide open. And again, there is going to be a drop for the worst round. This may very well be Adam Lyle's drop race, or drop event, I should say, here at Magny-Cours. Ollie Smith out front, holding Kevin Budgeon just at bay. Ben ARS and Matt Raid resuming hostilities heading into the Nürburgring chicane, giving our drivers tons and tons of trouble through here. And it looks like Matt is tucked in. If he's got an ace, he's going to need to play it pretty soon, as we only have about a lap's worth of time left on the board. And it looks like as Ollie Smith coming around the final couple of corners, he will not be completing another lap. So the drivers will have the current lap that they're on and one more flying lap as the leader comes across the line for the final time. We have a look on board with Matt Raid in the picture-in-picture and the outside view as well. Looks like Ben ARS soaking up the pressure. Matt Raid less than or more than half a second away and not looking as threatening as a few laps ago. So Ben ARS able again to soaking up that pressure in the Schedule 46 Audi from the BMW man in fourth. Arno Veerman getting away from Sewell and Bates falling back. Corvers in a comfy 8. Max Luding really with a quite good comeback drive. Max Luding in the 777. Haven't really talked too much about him, but running well in the top 10, picking up some decent points there. Pace looking a lot better than it was in Hockenheim last round out, and having quite a good race 1. Race 2, probably a little bit of disappointment, but still bringing home the bacon. Speaking of bringing it home, Ben ARS here trying to hold off Matt Raid. What a good result this would be for Ben ARS. On the podium multiple times throughout this season. Picked up a podium in Hockenheim last round. As we have them coming through the Nürburgring chicane, and now wide entry, going to look for potentially a better exit. The BMW man, Matt Raid, going to need to try something here. Only 2 real good overtaking opportunities and the chicane at the final corner of the track there. Out of the final corners, though, Ollie Smith with a fantastic performance. Kevin Budgeon within your picture. Fantastic win. Oh, it's down the inside, or not down the inside, off the track there. A little bit of a nature hike for Ben ARS. They have enough time to get back to fourth, but Matt Raid making the position. He's going to be in third. Kevin Budgeon with the fastest lap of the race in the end, only 2 seconds off of Ollie Smith, but it looks like Matt Raid picking up the pieces that fell apart for Ben ARS, and Matt Raid across the line in third place, Ben ARS in fourth. So we now pick up Arno Veerman coming across the line. What a blessing there for Matt Raid. He was sitting in the right spot there as Sewell across the line in 6th place. Quite an eventful race for them. Noah Bates keeping them quite honest and finishing in a strong 7th there. Rick Corvers coming out of the final corner there in the Ferrari, finishing in 8th place. The top 10 will be quite good for Rick, as he was having some issues in both races. Madhouse across the line there for 9th place. Callum Paris there running a lap down with Madhouse. And we have Max Luding coming around the final corners here in just a moment there. Rick Corvers, congratulations there. Noah Bates as the 777 across the line, that grumbly engine there. And all racers across the line there. Ollie Smith picking up the win, able to run away from Kevin Budgeon, who was hunting him down, but was not able, fastest lap after fastest lap, but it was not enough to catch the number 9 Mercedes on top. And Matt Raid in third. Ben ARS making that mistake into the second to last hairpin there, so drivers head into the pits. Ben ARS missing out on fourth, or third, I should say. Arno Veerman, strong race in fifth, able to hold off the train of Sewell, Bates, Corvers, and Paris in there before the issue on the start-finish straight. And quite good racing there, as we now have Ollie Smith joining us in the commentary booth. Ollie, how was it out there?
That was not the race I expected. I expected to see a lot of Kevin and a lot of Adam in my rearview mirror, and yeah, they were gone after T1, and it was then a fight with Ollie for a couple of laps until he just disappeared from the race. So yeah, from then on I was just managing my pace, not pushing too hard, trying not to get any cuts, like just kind of stroke it home, really.
Yeah, you definitely look really strong out there. And again, we were seeing all those fastest laps coming through from Kevin, were you picking up on those fastest laps?
Oh yeah, I was watching the delta like all the way through the race, thinking, right, I'm not going to push too hard. Like I know my pace. If I can just keep to my pace, I will keep just enough gap by the end of the race to keep ahead of Kevin, and it just worked by the end.
Speak of the devil, Kevin Budgeon also joins us in here. Kevin, just give me one moment here. Ollie, when it came to the first race to the second race, what was the main learning in the first race, and were you able to apply it to the second?
I think really like it's just this circuit is so tricky and it can bite you in so many ways. So just my approach for the second race was to not try and push too hard, not push for fastest laps. I didn't want to repeat my qualifying performance. I just wanted to keep it steady, make it home the best I could.
Well, definitely. And again, congratulations
Thank you very
on the
much.
win just now. Speaking of winning, Kevin Budgeon in the commentary booth with us here. Kevin, how was it from your view?
Yeah, it was really good. My arms are aching a bit after chasing down Ollie there, but I thought it was going to be close. But yeah, but luckily, when we went to pit, someone said about the game not loading the pit strategy. So on the last lap, I was going around changing my pit strategy, and I wasn't really looking where I was going. So that probably cost me a couple of seconds just trying to sort that out before I went in the pits. But I think it might have even been Ollie that mentioned it. So if he hadn't have mentioned it, I would have been further back.
I don't mean to twist the knife in any stretch of the phrase there, but I think you only lost out by about 2 seconds. I think that was what it was across the line. So
Yeah,
it was quite a close race there.
I was taking some risks on the last couple of laps, and I think that's when I've done my quickest laps, the last couple of laps.
Yeah, you definitely were taking a couple of tenths out of what you had already been running consistently. With regards to race one, I was going to ask you the same question, but I don't think that there was anything in race one that you could have done any better than leading by 20 seconds. Was there anything that you were able to take from race one and apply to race two?
Yeah, not pinch Ollie on the apex of the first corner. But because I think that might have been why Adam probably retouched, because I backed off a little bit, thinking that Ollie might send it at the inside again, and then that made Adam sort of get really close around the outside, and I think that's what happened. We touched and spun off. But I wasn't going to give up. I was going to crack on, even though I was dead last. It was good. Shame Adam didn't try and carry on, but there you go.
Well, definitely, it's going to open the championship wide open there with Adam running into a couple of difficulties. But Kevin, thank you so much for joining us here, and congratulations on the win and the double podium.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Great job.
And we also have Matt Raid joining us, the BMW man, double podium as well. And I wasn't sure if I was going to be talking to you after the last couple of laps there. It was running down to the wire. How was it for you, Matt?
Honestly, it was stressful. I can't stress how difficult it was to try and keep up and apply the pressure to Ben and try and, well, pressure him into making a mistake at some point. I think I managed it eventually. He did run off a little bit, and that somehow on the last lap gave me the position. I was getting pretty desperate, I have to say, with trying to deviate from my usual lines to try and, distract him a little.
Yeah, we definitely saw you taking that, particularly on the final lap, just before the moment happened where you got up into third and Ben going off on the grass. We saw you taking that very wide line out of the Nürburgring chicane into that left-hand hairpin. And we were definitely expecting you to get a much better run, which it seems like you did, and pressuring Ben into one of the final overtaking opportunities. So it seems like you were really experimenting. Were you able to, or I guess, what was your biggest learning from race one, and were you able to apply it to race two?
There wasn't much. I thought I just wanted to try and do the same in race two as I did in race one. Obviously, I failed. I had a couple of big mishaps and offs. The car felt a little bit different, especially on the curbs. I don't know what was wrong there. I'll probably have to rewatch and see what I done. Which, cost me a lot of time and a lot of positions, so it was general playing catch-up. But nothing that I done in race one I wanted to do differently in race two. It was just keeping my nose clean and driving good laps consistently, which I did my best to.
And yeah, it definitely paid off there at the end. And again, sounds like you're almost out of breath there, so I'll let you go. Matt, thank you so much for joining us in the commentary booth. And again, congratulations.
Thank you. Good night.
Alrighty, well, that is the 4th round of the championship. There is 1 round to go. You guys, there's only 1 pair of races left before the end of the GT3 Sprint here for the ARS. We are going to be heading to Barcelona, and we are going to be going to the circuit there in Spain, and we will be heading there next week. Again, championship wide open. Adam Lyle, not having the best weekend. Again, there is a drop for the championship points, but it really has turned on its head. We had some of the usual suspects and a couple of surprises as well. A couple of good drivers, particularly from Hockenheim to Magny-Cours, really picking up the pace. And it was great to see all of the competitors out there giving it their all and some fantastic moves. We appreciate everybody behind the scenes that makes this broadcast possible. And from everybody here at Authentic Racing E-Series, I've been James Newton, and we will see you guys on the next one.